Hey guys, this is a review I'm making for Danzig. Now, Danzig put a new cover album this year entitled Skeletons, in which he said he was going to some of his roots music-wise, and I think he done well doing that. Picking songs, that is. Some of the music on here I don't like, so I will get into that. Not the actual original tracks, but the renditions on there. So, this was released on the 27th of November. One of the first reviews I've done in like 3 months that's been on time. Strange, isn't it? So this is album number 10 for Danzig, and this is, just released on Evil Live / Nuclear Blast. And, Danzig does Danzig. So let me just get into the music. Devil's Angel. This is a Davey Allen and the Arrows cover. Now Danzig uses his trademark wail usefully here, and sounds in place. A bit sloppy, but the instrumentals work pretty good. He's formed like he transformed the surf track that was a bit campy into a more rocking track, which is good. Then you move on to Satan, which is the Satan Sadist theme. The old biker movers from the 60s. Now Danzig uses soulful voice here to make the sound pretty original, but Danzig sounds a bit more like, a bit wore out in the track, and the instruments sound buried by the vocals. Like, if you're listening to the vocals are fucking cranked to 10, while the fucking drums and guitar and bass, well, the guitars and the drums are like, down around 7, bass is down around 5, so. Yeah, then we move on to Let Yourself Go. This is the Elvis Presley track. Now, this is perfect for Danzig. Danzig is evil Elvis. And it makes a heavy Elvis track, which is really weird. And Danzig sounds in place here. He sounds pretty good, and he recreates the track pretty nicely. Now, MIB, this is the one track I don't really like at all. I'm playing it in the background just to let you guys hear a bit of it. The drums are boring compared to the original. They're really slowed down. They use the China cymbal way too much, and the guitar is too modern sounding in my opinion. Pitch harmonics everywhere, fucking squeals. The guitar, that's not fucking Tony Iommi at all. And Danzig sings it alright, but sometimes he just goes way too fucking out there with his vocals. And he's like, oh yeah, he just sounds fucking stupid. Ozzy still does better on these tracks, a lot better than he does on them now. Ozzy does better on these tracks now, being 65, than Danzig does on them, being his age. But yeah, just feels really long and dragged out, and just not really worth the time listening to it. So that's my least favorite track on the album. Lord of the Thighs. I love this Aerosmith track. When I seen he was covering this, I was really excited. Decent instrumental. Danzig sounds better. He improves again, and he's just it's just a good cover overall. You know what I mean? The original is a classic track, really fucking good. Be good if you can enjoy 70s hard rock. So Danzig, he puts his own touch on this, and it sounds pretty good for a cover. Then we move on to Action Woman by The Litter. Now, nice instrumentation, I gotta say that first off. The guitar sounds good tone-wise. Danzig sounds less wore out here. He sounds more in place, sounds more vibrant. His voice is a bit more, bellowed, and he can actually get it out without sounding old. And the original is a cult 60s rock track, and he just does a good rendition of it. Then next is Rough Bullet by ZZ Top. This is a strange track, and he takes this song from a synth-soaked 80s song to a more slow, soulful song that works with Danzig's vocals. And I like this more than the original, just because, well, not really. I like both of them the same, actually, because I like the 80s version, even though it is synth-drenched to all fuck. But Danzig's version isn't, super spectacular either. Then we move on to the track With a Girl Like You by the Trogs. Now, the Trogs were an old 60s band, and this is a track, like, with Danzig wailing over it. And the original is a great 60s tune that was popular at one point. And, Danzig, I suppose Danzig probably heard that when he was a kid on the radio or something, and he just does a great rendition of it. Now, Find Somebody is by the Rascals, and it's a nice sound on it, Danzig keeps in range. Like, you'll find that Danzig sometimes will try to go way too high, but he keeps into what he's good at. And then we move on to the last track, which he fucking, it's like, fucking, this is my favorite track just because it fits Danzig so well. Crying in the Rain by the Everly Brothers. Very solemn track where Danzig can recreate the depressing nature of the song. And he can sound really good while doing it because he's actually singing it in a vocal style that he's really used to. So yeah, the art is pretty mediocre. Like, I seen that and I was just like, I wish that fucking woman wasn't leaning against him, but she just looks out of place. And I wish it was just Danzig's face with the skeleton makeup, because he got saggy man titties. We all know this. But yeah, overall, like, a smattering of 50s to 80s covers that some from he grew up with, and some of them were probably songs that he heard on the radio when he was in the Misfits, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, Danzig's a bit sloppy here, but, he's getting old and he's getting a bit worn out, but I can't say he's too terrible. It's just a lot of the instrumentation. A lot of the instrumentation takes him down. Like, the instrumentation just sounds fucking weird. And, I don't know what to really say besides that. If you don't mind a bit of, like, some 70s songs with, like, fucking China cymbals thrown in wherever, and, like, guitar tones that don't really match sometimes, then I guess you won't mind this. Because Danzig doesn't sound terrible. It's just a little bit worn down, I suppose. I'm hoping for a full length with original tracks now soon, because this was a nice little filler, I guess, but I guess I'm expecting more. So really, I'm giving this album a 74 out of 100. If you thought it was alright, if you thought it was good, if you thought it was the best thing Danzig's put out in 10 years, just leave it in a comment below, and I'll get back to you. So, peace the fuck out, guys, and have an awesome day.